what up? It's your boy Wiz Khalifa, man.
This is Misha the George.
Your boy Christo.
Trap Lake.
Man, it's your boy Tay Cummins.
Yeah, send him 2 Flack.
It's your boy Chevy Woods from the Taylor Gang.
It's Chew Jackson.
That's your boy Ludi Boy.
Girl, Renee on the way.
It's your boy DJ Grow Quit Playing With. And now you can get it with the Burgh Boys.
You never gotta get ready.
Never.
If you stay ready.
Stay ready.
That's my facto of the day.
Facto of the day.
DJ Motormane.
Yep.
DJ Spillz on the right.
You already know.
Sir Flackwood, my Kush connoisseur.
I am.
Spillz is losing the mustache battle right now, but we're sitting down with Grind Mode Entertainment CEO, Mr. Grind Mode himself.
Grind Mode, hey.
Dion Dupree.
Mike, that helps. What up? It's all good.
So what would you like to be called?
Just call me, bro. long as I'm relevant, man. Long as I'm doing something that people can appreciate, I'm happy. So it don't matter if you call me, Dion, Grind Mode, whatever the case may be.
Can you please tell everybody what you do, what it is you do?
Jeez. Yeah. All right. First of all, we got a multi-tier entertainment company. So we got Grind Mode Management, which is a management firm which handles business management for artists and businesses around the city, DJs as well. Through that brand, we were able to get our own distribution deal, in which I kept the distribution open for independent artists, which is the Grind Mode Music Worldwide, which is our partnership with Grooves Universal, in which we are able to fully license and distribute independent artist music globally, give them a mainstream artist rollout in that regard. From there, we were able to get the radio, which is Grind Mode Worldwide Radio, that we use to break independent artists. We got DJ setups in multiple markets: Atlanta, New York, Kentucky, Tennessee, Erie, as well as a couple here. And so we're in the process of putting all that together. And then, that led into the television network. So we own Your Vision Television Network as well, which is a new streaming service that's being provided through Experience on Demand, which is basically it's like Netflix and Hulu. It's an on-demand streaming site. And it's already fully licensed with all the smart TVs, apps, all that stuff there, Xbox, PlayStation Network. When it launches, everything will be, broadcast on every smart device. And we are fortunate enough to be able to create our own content. So we're in the process of working on Life in Grind Mode, which is a documentary of, the behind the scenes of what it takes to be able to break an artist, working in multiple markets. That's why you always see me out on the road and stuff like that there.
So in a nutshell, everything.
Pretty much, man. A little bit of it, man. I just felt it was important as these opportunities presented itself to be able to have a piece of the media. You know what I mean? Be able to control our narrative and be able to give people a platform without the yellow tape. Like, y'all know from dealing with mainstream artists and dealing with the industry as a whole, you got to jump through so many hoops and deal with, so much BS to be able to get the exposure. So, I figure if we control the exposure, the artists just got to focus on popping, making the good music and being out there, being an interesting element that, people want to see, and we'll provide the platform for them to be able to be seen and heard. So that was our purpose.
What I was going to ask is, well, where did it start for you?
It started with managing Nick Nice. I was working with Nick Nice. He was on Whammo for about 30 years before they went off air and then relaunched as the new Whammo. And so when they went off air, he started doing a lot more stuff in the private sector, weddings, birthday parties, graduation parties, so forth and so on. So his demand was so crazy that he needed some assistance, and he just was like, yo, he remembered me back when I was rapping, and he was my DJ. And so we did a couple of Strictly for the Street mixtapes. And so when we got around each other, he was like, yo, I already know, like, you're a trustworthy person. You think you can handle this? And I'm like, man, I'm down for whatever, So it wasn't the carrying the crates. It was more like the business side. So, I was meeting with the people, taking care of the contracts, revamped this contracts, making sure that, all parties that was involved was, like, mutually taken care of, because I believe in, like, totality, right? So it's not beneficial for one person, if it's not beneficial for it all. So that's kind of the approach that I take to the business, and he taught me that, and gave me the opportunities to start developing the relationships, with people, not just the people here for like the weddings and stuff like that, but he was getting booked for, big shows that was coming in. And so I had an opportunity to talk firsthand to a lot of artist managers and, a lot of representation for, different people who was coming in. And it just opened up the door for me to start working with artists. And then when we started working with artists, that opened up the door for the distribution deal that came through my man Domingo Padilla with That's Hip Hop. And that's the brand that you see me associate with, which is That's Hip Hop Music. And Domingo was infamous for breaking the Fat Joe's, Big Puns, that whole 90s era,
the whole era.
Deep Brooklyn, sound.
Like, what is the next step for Grind Mode? What do you guys plan on doing next to keep up with everything that you've done thus far?
Yeah, so really there's no chill, in that regard. Like we're focused on, being that entity that people know when they walk through the doors they're going to get, a high quality service, and we're able to basically open the world up to, this artist's art. And so I'm going to continue to use every resource that we got available to be able to make that happen and be able to provide that outlet and platform here from the city for artists in the city, again, without having to jump through the yellow tape of like trying to get signed to the labels and everything that they're looking for. And then, if the record's not right, you're shelved, and, people forced to kind of keep up with the look. Yeah. And do things that maybe ain't the best thing to do to keep up with the look. Yeah. So again, we just want to be that. So, our goal is to continue to thrive for excellence and continue to provide resources and opportunities. I just was fortunate enough to land a deal with Hood Rich. So Grind Mode and OG Hood Rich, and Hood Rich Films is about to start doing a lot of collaborations, in that regard.
That's hard.
Prince just dropped a new record called Get to the Bag, and we did a partnership through Hood Rich for marketing and promotion with that. So
that's fantastic.
Right now it's placed on the Hood Rich website, and I'm gonna keep all the other stuff that's coming a secret until it happens.
What are some of the things? Because you spoke a lot on what you do. What are some of the things that you don't do that you can let people know that may, like, in the future ask you, like, hey, do you do you do this? Do you do that?
One of the things that we don't do is retain artists' masters. So we don't put money into an artist's career because we don't take any ownership on anything that they do on the back end. Trying to think. Besides that, there really isn't too much that we're not in an ability to do. It's just that we work within the artist's budget to be able to make it happen. So, we have mainstream outlets. We got XM radio. We got FM radio. We got television. We got Music Choice and BET Jam access. We got marketing and promotion. We got publicists that we work with. Of course, distribution, overseeing the quality control of the content. Tour support. Like that's another thing, man. We're trying to work out how we can, leverage our relationships to be able to get artists out on some of these big tours that go out. I know right now, in dealing with some of the label partnerships that we have, it involves a fee. You know what I mean? And they charge per show, per seat, per city, and things of that nature. But I try to figure out a way to get through the BS. So it's like, right. What can I give you that we offer that would make it in your best interest to give us something in return? And that's kind of where, a lot of the entities that we have makes it beneficial for the people that we work with, is because we got a lot to offer. So I'm not opposed to a barter situation. So a lot of times I'll give a little bit on our end to be able to get something that's beneficial for the artist without it necessarily costing an arm and a leg to do so.
So you go basically to bat for the artist once that you guys sign a contract together.
Yes, we absolutely do, and we work hard to make sure that we're representing that artist's brand the right way, and helping them to develop, if they don't have it, helping them to develop it the right way. So we got a team of graphic designers, we got a team of videographers and photographers, people like yourself with radio opportunities and exposure. Again, we have it as well. And then we have these relationships in other cities as well. So we pick up the phone and make those calls where, they could get those interviews and things like that. So, we do. And it's just unfortunate that there's not a real big knowledge base of the industry as a whole, like the business of music, not necessarily the music industry, but the business of music.
That's true.
So a lot of these cats are going out here, stepping out like from the gate, doing it wrong, and then they do it wrong for like 3 or 4 years, and then it's like you expose them to how it's done right, but they're so used to doing it wrong. It's like, yo, you're talking foreign to me. That don't make any sense. It's
That's
like,
very true.
you know, you're looking at cats, you're following cats that's in the same place 10 years later that they were 10 years ago, doing the same thing that you trying to do. We trying to prevent that from happening.
So in your opinion, how do we change that? Because, you know, there's a lot of people that may give game, but then there's people that are kind of like sketchy of the person who's giving the game too, and they don't even know why. You know what I mean? I mean, I know there's reasons why like certain people don't mess with certain people, and that's just because they have their own personal reasons.
Right.
But what I'm saying is,
Well, I think
how do we make that, you know, how do we make that
I think bridging that
transaction?
gap is basically about for Pittsburgh, it's show and prove. Like, you know, we're in the show me city. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of them things where, you know, unless I can see it, I ain't gonna believe it.
True.
So one of the things that we do is put forth a lot of effort and energy into showing exactly what we do. That's why all of the social media is associated with everybody else. It's not about me, it's about what the company does as a whole. So I always tell people, if you want to see what we do, go on the social media. You'll see the music releases, you'll see the advertisement, you'll see the shows and things of that nature. Where I'm kind of a victim of is I haven't done enough for promoting the company because I'm so busy putting forth the effort into promoting everybody that's involved with the company. So I think
it's still making this move, you know.
Yeah.
That'll come with that, like you said, we're in a show me stage, so place. So that'll once you've got what you've got stamped, you know, that's the easy part.
And then the rest of it is trust. You know what I mean? Like, you know, again, people have to be able to trust individuals with this business because it's not a one person business. You know, it's not a one person model. The business of music has nothing to do with one individual. It takes a collective in order to make it happen. So the individuals who's involved in that process, they all have to be trustworthy people. And when I got the distribution deal, I spent a year and a half developing the relationships before I released any music, because I knew that putting music out was absolutely pointless if you didn't know how to market and promote, and there wasn't people waiting for the product, so forth and so on. And then I knew that I had limitations personally. I don't know how to do social media marketing, but I found people who do, you know, that work hand in hand with us. I didn't know nothing about, you know, publicists and, you know, how to get PR access to stuff, but I found the people who do. And I made sure that those individuals were there and were able to do what it is that they needed to do, because I'm the mouthpiece for the artist, right? So I'm the first person who's speaking on their behalf. So in order for something to go down, I needed to make sure that these individuals would deliver on their end and the artists would get what they were looking for as a result. So, you know, that's kind of it. But I think ultimately, man, just, you know, situations like this providing an opportunity and platform for people to be able to watch and learn, you know, about the business. And some of the things that I look forward to doing is like music conferences here and being able to sit in front of those individuals who are interested in it and being completely transparent, because that's another element that I am too. I don't hide nothing. I'm completely transparent. You know what I'm saying? And I think that in Pittsburgh itself, that is absolutely needed, because again, you know, a lot of people have come across those shady individuals or, you know, heard about this and heard about that, and it's like, you know, come see it for yourself.
Hey, if you don't know, we just sat down with Grind Mode, and that was a good ass interview. Motor, you don't, yeah, I know, man. I need to go get some batteries. We need to get the camera guys to go down and get some more batteries. Cheers, right? No, Grind Mode. Seriously, we're gonna get a picture with you before you leave.
No doubt.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for the shirt, man. You see, I immediately had the wardrobe change, man.
We only have 2 XLs left, so
hey, I told you, brother, that hurt my heart, man.
Hey, but you a bulky man. Don't worry about it, man. Now what? We're gonna take a picture with you in a minute. What are you still recording over here? Okay, good. Every guest we have, we ask them what would you want your caption to be on Instagram with our picture?
Just life in grind mode. That's all.
Burgh
Boys, life in grind mode.
There you go. You heard it here first.
Thank you for coming, my brother.
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
Spreading some knowledge, man.
Yes.
Very knowledgeable person.
I appreciate it.
Great guy to know. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't talking over your head or none of that. He's all real with it. He's very transparent. So make sure y'all go talk to Grandma.
So, you know, you're rocking.
Yo, right now you're tuned into the Burgh Boys on Blogger Radio. DJ Motormane, it's Spillz, and my man Flack 412.